Seikaku and Shinran. In comparing the thought of Seikaku and Shinran, we see again Shinran underscoring the power of the primal vow, which works in every sphere of life and leaves no room at all for the justification of self-power. Seikaku, the author of The Essentials of Faith Alone, was born in 1167 and was 6 years Shinran's senior. He was of aristocratic birth and remained a Tendai monk throughout his life, even though he joined Honen's Pure Land movement. Both are possible reasons for his escaping the Nembutsu persecution of 1207, when his teacher Honen and several fellow disciples, including Shinran, were exiled to remote provinces. Honen, the teacher, regarded Seikaku highly as a spokesman for the new movement, and Shinran not only recommended the Essentials of Faith Alone to others, but made at least 6 copies in his own handwriting to distribute to his own followers. It is clear that Seikaku played an important role in the transmission of Honen's teaching to Shinran. But there are some basic differences between them. Let us now look at some of the more important differences. Shinran writes in his notes on Essentials of Faith Alone as follows, quote, "To be free of self-power, having entrusted oneself to the other power of the primal vow, this is faith alone." Close quote. Both Seikaku and Shinran emphasized the importance of entrusting to other power, but Shinran realized, in a more thorough and penetrating way than either Honen or Seikaku, that entrusting also meant becoming free of self-power and of doubt regarding the efficacy of the vow. The freedom from self-power is especially crucial because it makes clear that Shinshin is not dependent upon the state of mind, intellectual or emotional, of the practicer, but solely upon the working of the primal vow. This is alluded to by Shinran in the opening comments of his notes, quote, "Alone means this one thing only, expressing a rejection of 2 things standing together. It also means by itself. Nothing is placed equal with this Shinjin of other power, for it is the working of the universal primal vow." Close quote. To become free of self-power means to become free of and not dependent upon the false and untrue, which constitutes the nature of the thoughts, words, and actions of human beings, as well as the society that surrounds us. In this world, that which is true and real is non-existent. Only the Buddha is true, real, and sincere. In the words of Shinran in the Tanisho, quote, "With a foolish being full of blind passions in this fleeting world, this burning house, all matters without exception are empty and false, totally without truth and sincerity. The Nembutsu alone is true and real." Close quote. In contrast to Seikaku, who emphasizes the simplicity and efficacy of recitative Nembutsu, Shinran places stress upon the wording of the primal vow. When a person is carried by the power of the primal vow, he naturally and automatically is born in the Pure Land. This means that the daily life of the person of Shinjin is permeated with Amida's compassion, and that the primal vow brings to highest fulfillment every moment within it. Thus, Shinjin, here and now, contains all those ideals that were once sought in the future, attaining the non-retrogressive stage, becoming truly settled, being equal to enlightenment, and settling one's birth in the Pure Land. Since Amida's activity to save all beings appears as Shinjin in the hearts and minds of people, even the saying of the Nembutsu is due to the working of the primal vow. Recitative Nembutsu, thus, is not a means to some end, but the end appearing in every moment of one's life. Shinran states, quote, "Since those people who are to be born in the true fulfilled land are without fail taken to the heart of the Buddha of unhindered light, they realize diamond-like Shinjin. Thus they abundantly say the name." Close quote. Another important topic traditionally is the mental attitude a person brings to the Pure Land path. The Contemplation Sutra refers to 3 essential components: sincere mind, deep mind, and desire for birth by accumulating merit. Seikaku states that if even one of these is missing, the person will not attain birth in the Pure Land. Shinran, however, understands the three minds to be identical with the threefold Shinjin in the larger sutra. They are united in what he calls one mind, based upon Vasubandhu's invocation, quote, "With one mind I worship the Buddha." Close quote. Shinran states that this one mind is none other than other power. What was understood to be the essential mental attitudes of a person is now understood to be the manifestation of other power working in the heart and mind. A related discussion concerns the interpretation of the passage that reads, quote, "Do not express outwardly signs of wisdom, goodness, or diligence, while inwardly possessing that which is empty and transitory." Close quote. For Seikaku, this meant that there should be no discrepancy between what a person is within and without. But for Shinran, who understood it within the realization of Shinjin, such genuineness was totally impossible for a karma-bound being. Thus he read the statement in an entirely different way, quote, "We should not express outwardly signs of wisdom, goodness, or diligence, for inwardly we possess that which is empty and transitory." Close quote. This is based on the realization of one's falsity, illuminated by true compassion, and contrasted to other power, which is true and real. In conclusion, both Seikaku and Shinran advocated the central importance of recitative Nembutsu and the power of the primal vow. Seikaku, however, appears to be speaking from the standpoint of the practicer, whereas Shinran always speaks from the position of one who is carried by the primal vow. Seikaku also stresses faith as an essential human act, merit, or practice. But Shinjin emphasizes the working of the primal vow, which appears in man as Shinjin. He sees no value whatsoever in a person's saying of the Nembutsu if it is merely a matter of utterance. Shinran's saying of the Nembutsu always includes Shinjin.